where we will be inviting a panel of esteemed educators and experts to train us all in the field of knowledge sharing. So on today's platform of time management, we have two esteemed,
Recording in
well-known and
progress.
established educators, or you can call them as educationists, who have 27 years of experience in their own field of teaching. So, as we start the session today, I would like to start with yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin the today's session with two wonderful esteemed panelists. We have here today with us is Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed Sheikh. Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed Sheikh has over 25 years of experience in the field of teaching and principal in various schools in Pune, that is in Maharashtra region. Along with being a school leader and educator, he also has been playing the roles of teacher, trainer, and motivational speaker. Some of his major achievements are received an award of Best Principal from Science Olympiad Foundation SOF, Delhi in the year 2016, awarded as the Best Innovative Leader by Center for Educational Development Delhi in the year 2019, awarded the Major Dhyan Chand by Pimpri Chinchwad Cultural Department, and there are many more. The list is endless. We are very, very fortunate enough to have your learning, sir, on this wonderful platform of Igniting Dreams of Young Minds, organized by Ravi Shankar, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction from your side, Sonal ma'am. Good evening, assalamu alaikum, and namaskar to everybody, those who are listening to me, watching me. First of all, I would like to thank the IDYM group, Mr. Ravi, Engineer Ravi sir, and his team for bringing such a lovely platform for the educators like us to share our knowledge with everyone and whatever we do have with us. And I would like to thank, first of all, Dr. Vishakha ma'am also here, who has taken a beautiful initiative and giving so many beautiful topics in that. And then I happen to being the first, I think so, the speaker of this development program, comprehensive. We have given the name as comprehensive development program. So that is really wonderful name given. And today's topic, as we all know, it is something related to time management. And most of the people now, you can see me, I have taken out a great time for giving this kind of a particular part. And to everyone, first of all, I would like to just, so this is what exactly within 35 to 40 minutes we should be able to plan out. And accordingly, see, sometimes there are different subjects, so in different subjects we have different types of topics. Some topics are little small in nature, very not so lengthy. Some topics are little lengthy. So in that 35 to 40 minutes, generally what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to deliver the lecture to the students and make them understand the concept. I'm talking about the word concept in that particular chapter, how we are going to do it. So all these things we are supposed to plan it out beforehand itself. Generally, we the teachers, even though I am a leader there, but I have to plan it out to the teachers, for the teachers. As a CBSE leader, I also will have to teach something. So as a teacher, I have to start thinking exactly what kind of a subject I got it, what kind of a uh, planner I have got it, how many days I am getting it, how I have to plan it out. I have to plan it out, and then I come to the first we go to the yearly planning, then we come to the monthly planning, then we come to the weekly planning, and then we come to the daily planning. In the daily planning, then we start thinking about that particular time when I go to the class to teach to the children. So based on that, I personally feel, I as an educator, I as a teacher, when I enter the class, I should be a walking encyclopedia. I should be entering the class without textbooks. If I enter the class with the textbook, that means I may not be able to give that much justice, because I will be having the textbook in front of me and then I will have to read. Not like that. I have to be without textbooks in the class. Then only it is possible for me to give the confident lecture to the students and make them understand what I have to. Then what kind of a different types of teaching aids I will be using it for making my concept clear to the students. That's all. That also I have to think about it. Based on that, I go to the class. I try to teach the children. I try to make out exactly what I had taught to the children in the previous period, and I will try to understand what the students know about the previous period, and then suppose in case if I want to start a new chapter, then I will have to make them understand in such a way that what I'm going to teach today, that is, we call it as the opening of the chapter. So this is the beginning of my period. I have to start thinking that within that 35 to 40 minutes, I have to complete that particular chapter. Then I will start what is the learning objective of that particular chapter. Then I will start explaining the concept to the children.
I think there is
And
some technical issue.
able to understand then the name of the chapter and the concept accordingly. Then I start teaching, I start explaining the method. Are different types of methods are there to speak to the children. Explanation method, question answers method. There are somewhere close to 7 to 8 different types of methods to there are there to teach to the children. Then in case if I go on explaining explanation method, I have to explain the whole topic, the chapter, what I want to teach. Out of that, the concept which I have to teach to the children, and I make them understand what I have to teach them, and then in between I have to go on asking the question to the children, which we are calling it as FAQ, that is frequently asked questions, to make myself confident that whether I am able to deliver the lecture properly with the students or not, or on the other side, I personally feel whether the children are able to understand my concept taught to them or not. That is really very important. Children are children. We have to think about their psychology. Sometimes they are in the class mentally, sometimes they are not there in the class mentally. So we have to go down to the level of their psychology to make them understand, and bring them to the notice that yes, we are with you, that is the teacher is with the students and the students is in the class. So this is how exactly we will be giving them the FAQ. Then in between we will be having some kind of activities based on the chapter or the concept which we are going to teach. Those activities are going to make them understand or expert or confident about the concept clearance of that particular subject. Say for example, I generally, my favorite subject is geography. I teach geography there in the class, and then when I go to the 10th standard, I have physical divisions of India. So when I start with the north, that is northern mountains, northern plains, then we have uh, if I go to the left hand side, that is western part, I have the Sahara Desert. So like this, six different divisions are there of India. So if I have to teach to the children, I have to take them to that particular place, maybe uh, uh, through the maps or through the globe, or it depends upon exactly what the teaching aids are available there in the class. For that, I have to pre-plan the whole part, and then accordingly, I will start teaching them the first part, that is called as the northern mountains. What is the location of that? What are the different types of cities located there in that? What are the states located in that? What is the uh, production agriculture happening there, what kind of a people living there, what is, so all these things, the concept clearance is going on. Looking into all these things, what personally we feel that, sorry, just excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. So looking into all these things, I have to start thinking about whether I am able to complete that particular chapter or the concept which is taught there in that class within 35 to 40 minutes. After completion of that, then I have to go back again for different types of activities to be done in the class, and then again ask the students to deliver the same whatever I have done the activities. I remember in this particular chapter, I had done a kind of a experiential learning with the students. I had made four different groups in the class to teach about the physical divisions of India.
I had made four different divisions and four different groups. I made them draw the map of India, and in that, I had asked the children to draw the northern mountains, then northern plains, and six different divisions. And whatever they have done it, they have to explain it to each and everybody, and then the whole school was gathered, and that was being explained to them. So this is how I start managing the classes and managing the time into that. And then later on, towards the end, when we talk about the recapitulation, whatever I have taught, I have to ask again the children that whether the children have understood or not, the kind of a revision I will be taking. And then towards the end of the lesson, I have to see that some kind of assignments are given to the children based on whatever I have taught. So that when they go home, they will revise the whole part, and the next day when they come for the uh, to the school, so they understand exactly, and then they will be continuing with me in the next chapter. So actually speaking, if you talk about the time management is a huge chapter, huge topic. But out of that, I thought of just giving a gist of classroom management, classroom time, in what way we should be doing, in what way we should not be doing it. Because out of 40 minutes, I personally feel we don't get 100% 40 minutes to teach there in the class. Because by the time the previous teacher leaves the class and I go into the class, 2 to 3 minutes have gone, and then towards the end of the period, we have to see that the children are comfortable 1 or 2 minutes before only we have to wind up to see that the planning is done in a proper way. So this is what I feel from my side. That is the out of time management, I could feel that I have done little bit with you about the classroom management for you all. Thank you very much from my side.
That's
Thank you.
that was wonderful, sir. Considering what you have mentioned, each and every point is valid. One question I would like to ask you is, when you look at the perspective of early childhood educators, so do you think early childhood educators need to be more trained on how to efficiently take in charge of time management and planning lessons? Because most of the teacher training sessions do not have this chapter, how to handle time management in class, especially catering to the young learners. So I would like to have your view on this.
True, beautiful question, ma'am. Definitely, we go on thinking on these things, because early childhood, in the sense, when we go to teach something about the pre-primary section, generally pre-primary section, there we do not have that kind of a timing given to any kind of a children, because we need to think that the children are first of all settling down in the class, and then making themselves warm in the class, and then understand what the school is all about. क्योंकि थोड़ा सा हिंदी में बोलना चाहूंगा कि जब बच्चे अपने घर से बाहर निकलती है तो वो टीचर को अपनी माँ समझती है, अगर लेडी टीचर
Definitely.
हो तो।
Yes.
और अगर वहां पे जनरली जो है जेंट टीचर प्री प्राइमरी में अभी तक का मेरी जिंदगी में शायद मैंने नहीं देखा है। तो एक माँ से हट के जब दूसरी माँ के पास बच्चा जाता है तो वहां पे टाइम मैनेजमेंट के लिए प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, पहले 1.5 महीना, I remember when I became the principal, I started giving the talk to my teachers, telling कि Baba, till the time the 15th August is not over, you are not
Definitely.
independent. You are not independent. One 15th June, sorry, 15th August is over. You are independent now. You can do whatever you like, because the children got settled down, and the children know you very well. You know the children very well. Their mindset, their psychology, you know it very well. So in the childhood, that is, you're talking about the early childhood, that is pre-primary section, nursery, junior, senior, and now as per the NAP grade 1 and 2 also got immersed into that. So these children, they do require some time to settle down in the class mentally, psychologically, and understand the teachers and their way of talking, their way of methodology. Because all of a sudden माँ के पदर से निकल के जो है वो किसी और दूसरी माँ को ढूंढने के लिए स्कूल में जब आता है, तो वहां पे जो वो है जो चेहरा होता है, there the teacher has to be very much humble in front of the children. That is how I feel. Yes, the training we do not give, but we have to think that these teachers also do require some kind of a training to understand the concept. क्योंकि टाइम जो है छोटे बच्चों को जनरली स्कूल्स जो है ज्यादा से ज्यादा 3 घंटे का टाइम दिया जाता है। सुबह में समझ लो, in case if we start at 9 o'clock, so by 12 o'clock, in that you have the break time also, you have the activity, you have the play time, you have the drawing activity. So everything we need to manage within that 3 hours session. So I personally feel these teachers also do require some kind of a training to understand the time management.
So I love this line, sir. The way you said that teachers need 1.5 months to get used to the child's brain functioning. This is
Ji,
like when we start the session, we have a circle time with the children, the young learners, to get
correct,
accustomed and a conditioned program. In the same way,
correct.
1.5 months is always allotted to the teachers also. That is actually their circle time to get used to each and every child's brain functioning. Wonderful,
True.
sir. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So here
Thank you, ma'am.
onwards, we carry on. Please don't leave, sir. Last round is remaining. We'll carry on the session with the next wonderful educator. And before I introduce her, I would like to say time management helps you prioritize your task so that you ensure you have enough time available to complete every project. The quality of your work increases when you start segregating your work and creating more efficient, productive work. So I would like to invite Mrs. Vishaka Gupta, a wonderful educator with 24 plus years of teaching experience, skill development, and school administration with numerous reputed schools across the country. She is currently working as a principal at Beacon High School and Junior College, Pune. She is also a certified CBSE resource person for capacity building programs that trains teachers and principals. A collaboration of Trinity College London and Orient Black Swan certifies her as a master trainer for teacher training. Awesome, ma'am. Wonderful. And I think she's got a list of multi-award. I can call her a multi-awardee, you can say. List of awards is endless. So let us listen from Dr. Vishaka, ma'am. What is her idea on time management? Most welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I can see that you are managing time so very well that all educators get equal time. So I think time management you will be doing very beautifully. Before I start, I would like to thank the Idym Foundation, particularly Ravi Shankar sir, for creating a platform where educators can come and share their knowledge, because anything learned is best learned when we exchange our knowledge, we share it with others, and when we listen to others and we grasp and we absorb what they have to say. So when I talk about time management, there is one image that comes to mind, and because it's such a vast topic, I wanted to cover a lot of portion of it, which is why I have a PPT to share. And just give me a minute and I'll share it,
Yeah.
and then we'll take it ahead from there. So yes, when I talk about time management, I am talking about this myths. There are a lot of myths about time management. And the first myth is time management is nothing but common sense. I do well in school, so I must be managing my time so very well. It takes all the fun out of life when I have to manage my time. Time management? I work better under pressure, so let me give my best output when I'm under pressure. So why do I need to manage time? No matter what I do, I never have enough time. So these are some of the myths that people have in their mind when they are talking about time management. When I talk about this very important image that I would like to discuss first, these two ropes actually talk about the two kinds of people. We see very organized and disorganized. And this, I guess, this image I wanted to start with is the crux of what time management is. Once you manage your work well, when you plan your work well, when you execute it well, half your task is done, because then you set your priorities. You finish one task in entity. If you see here, the rope is properly circled and placed in one place. So the person who has done this task needn't come back again to manage this. But the person who has this entangled piece of rope may find it difficult when he starts work next, or will have to come back to rearrange it. So these are the two kinds of people we find in this world, and there's nothing in between them. So as I have already spoken about the myths, myths means what we believe may be true, but they are not really true. Now, this is an image that I would want all of you to ponder upon. I like to schedule a time management seminar on my calendar, but I can do it as soon as I find time to buy a calendar. calendar. So I'm not able to find time to buy a calendar. How would I find time to manage and be a part of a time management seminar? And you can see that everything is in a mess. Please understand, we need to schedule things properly. Putting things in the right order help us arrange things as according to proper time. Now, there are certain truths about time management. Time management increases productivity. It reduces stress. It improves self-esteem. I'll be talking about all of them. Help achieve balance in life, increase self-confidence, and help you reach your goals. How does it increase productivity? When I have planned everything properly, I have set my priorities right. There is a workshop I'm supposed to go and talk tomorrow. And then 11 o'clock at night, I sit down and start making my notes. My productivity will definitely decrease because I'm doing last minute work. I am under stress. I have to get up early in the morning next day and go for the workshop. My pointers aren't ready. My papers are in a jumble. I would be stressed. But if I would have worked for that beforehand, my stress levels would reduce. It improves self-esteem because when I've managed my time, my things are in order, I am confident of what I'm about to present. My self-esteem rises. It helps achieve balance in life because then I know what is important, what is less important, what to do first and what to do next. So I receive some kind of balance. When that balance comes in, I become more confident that I'll be able to deliver better, which increases my self-confidence and it helps me reach my goal. Now, we all know that we have 168 hours in a week. Nobody can reduce or increase those number of hours. We need to put things in this table. Urgent, not urgent, important, not important. Now, there's a combination that goes. There are things that are urgent and important. There are things that are urgent but not important. There are things that are not urgent but important, and things which are not urgent and not important. Now, if you see in my table, you would see that there we give a lot of importance to things which are not urgent and not important. The most important ones, our cell phones keep ringing, their text messages, and we are not able to stop our urge of checking our message. But that is not important. I can check my message after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or when my work is over, but I make it an urgency. I have to check it. So I have to set my priorities right according to this table, like I have put it. So when things are urgent and important, I have to do it now. When things are urgent but not important, I can set it aside for a little while. When things are not urgent but important, I have to plan how will I put them in proper order and work it out. And when things are not urgent and not important, like chats, gossips, daydreaming, us unnecessarily adjusting things, comforters, I can set them aside and do them at a later time. Now, how do I manage my time? Because again, as I said, we have those 168 hours and all of us too. Some people do it so beautifully, but some people, struggle. Set goals. Once you set your goal, I have to do this. This is the time that I have. So I start from the time I have to deliver to the time that is today. And I set my goals of how do I go about doing things. So for example, after a week, I have to take a class or a session or a workshop, or I have to be somewhere. Now that is my goal and I have to prepare myself. I know I come back from office 6 in the evening, then I have to have my dinner, spend some family time. I just get that 1 hour for myself. In that 1 hour, how do I plan and then finish my preparation for that is my goal setting. Set reasonable expectations and remember nobody's perfect. So even if there are a little, there are few loopholes left, that's absolutely fine. Have reasonable expectations. You can't climb up to the moon in one day. So if you say, oh my God, I set up a goal, I had to climb the moon. I had to reach up there tomorrow or yesterday. I was not able to. So that's not a reasonable expectation. That's not a logical goal. Make a schedule. Very important. Make a schedule, set priorities. Revise and revisit your plan. Check. How much have I been able to do? How much is left? What else can I do? Is this viable? Is this a justified time in which I'm able to do my work? And then you will know whether you're on the right track. Now, revisit your values. Very important. Knowing what is most valuable to you gives directions to your life. Your energy should be oriented first towards things that reflect the value that are most important. Examine your values to help you make time management decisions. Now, some important things. What is important? What is the mantra for success? Make your goals specific and concrete. Don't have abstract goals. Have specific goals. Set both long-term goals and short-term ones to support them. So now if I have to do something after a month, my short-term goals would be, suppose I have to finish writing, a chapter which has 30 pages. So my short-term goal will be write 1 page each day. So that is my short-term goal. Set a deadline for your goals. When you give yourself a deadline, also follow it, because just saying this is my deadline is the easiest thing in the world. Following it, difficult. Integrate your goals, school, personal, career, everything. You have to integrate it together of how to manage time and how to complete your work. There may be times when you have to overlap your working. Realize that goals change, but know which goal to stick to. So your goals will change from time to time, but you have to realize which goal you want to stick to and how do you want to proceed with it. So from goals to setting priorities, let's understand, we will have a lot of goals, but then now amongst these goals, what is important? What is urgent? What I need to do right now? What's important and what isn't? So goals can be plenty, but then out of those goals, now I have to decide which is most important for me. So for example, I have to go to work and I have to go for a doctor's appointment. I need to see, do I have an important work meeting, which is unavoidable, or is the problem so severe that I need to go to the doctor? I need to set my priority right and then accordingly decide what I want to do. If the meeting is important and the health is okay and the appointment can be taken for the next day, let's do that. But if the meeting is not as important, your subordinate can attend it or it can be deferred. And if the doctor appointment is important, I need to set my priority. What order do things need to be done in? So again, that is setting priorities. Once you know what your priorities are, you need to plan out a schedule. So again, I am laying in stress upon the fact that you need to set priorities and organize. Acknowledge the realities of the entire schedule, whether at college, whether at school, whether at work, or whether at home. Planning may seem hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier and more natural it gets. How to make a schedule? Now you need to set up a calendar. These calendars, you need to block all important dates beforehand so that when other things come in, I am already busy on these dates. Block all class timings. So I'm talking about school. When at school, these periods I am busy in. So I cannot take up something during these times. Look at the syllabus for the class schedule. Note the weight of activities. Highlight all due dates. Work backwards to the present. So when I say work backwards to the present, like I had given you an example, if I have to complete a chapter by the end of this month, imagining I'm a writer and I'm writing a book, I have to complete the chapter by the end of the month. I have 30 days in hand, 30 pages to write. So I have to plan. Okay, day 1, I have more time. I can finish 2 pages. Day 2, I have 2 meetings. Possibly I won't be able to write that day. So when I work backwards to the present, I'll be able to better my schedule. Plan time for important work. So first, fill up the boxes of your schedule with all important work and then fill up the lighter ones. We all know the example when we say if there is a glass container and there's sand, there are boulders, there are pebbles. How will I fill it with everything? If I put sand first, then my pebbles and boulders won't go in. So first I put my bigger boulders, which are my priorities, which are most important. Then I put the smaller boulders, which are less important things, and the least important things I fill in last. time for your sanity. Now, I can't go insane the entire day and go round and round doing work. I need my time. I need time to relax. I need time for family. I need time to settle down. My brain also needs to relax. So make sure when you make your schedule, you have time to rewind and unwind. You need to organize your time again. The table, the picture in itself is very self-explanatory, but I'll still talk about it. Set realistic goals. There are only 24 hours a day. So if you think, let me finish a 36 hours work in 24 hours, you will never be able to. And then you will sulk that I was not able to complete my work. Use spare time to review. So it is very important, mandatory that you should have extra time. Study at the same time each day, make it a habit. So for students, they need to study at the same time. For us as professionals, we need to follow the same time to work so that we set up a schedule to work in. Divide study time into manageable chunks. Now, if somebody says, okay, study for continuous 8 hours, believe me, nobody in this world can do it. So divide, take justifiable breaks, relax, unwind, so that once you settle down to study again or to do your work again, you have a combination and mix of study, relax, which helps you go on and set your time better. Leave extra time in the end. So if there is some task left over, you'll be able to complete it. You'll be able to revise it, rewind, if you have extra time in the end. For the exams also, we always tell our students, if it's a 3-hour paper, finish your paper in 2 hours, 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Revise your paper. In case you need to write down your answer, you have those good 15, 20 minutes to do so. So as Ishtiaq sir has already talked about calendars, I will not talk about them in detail, but then we need to have calendars, perspectives, the to-do list. So first we start with the yearly calendar. We break it down into the monthly calendar. The monthly calendar is broken down into the weekly calendar. And then it is new time. And then, on a lighter note, I would like to show you this. Ishtiaq sir, request you to kindly mute. It's a new time management app. When you click the icon, your calendars disappear. So see, the calendars also should not, stress you so much that you are juggling between calendars. Give yourself time to relax. It is very important that we find that.
This is good. Sir, I will request you to please mute yourself. Dr. Ishtiaq sir, please mute yourself.
Ma'am, in case you are the host, even you can mute.
Blue or green.
Sonal ma'am? Yes, thank you. So try and evaluate your plan. Again, as I said, revisiting your plan is very important. How are you actually using your time? Please go to that table that I told you, important, not important. Okay, which tasks were able to do and what didn't get done. So there may be times, there may be emergencies where certain tasks will not be done. Then we need to replan and fit them into the next schedule. Was your energy level appropriate? Your stress level, how high was it? Because if the stress level was high, that means you again need to check back and look at your calendar. What changes need to be made to your weekly schedule? An important highlighted question that if your stress levels are high, if you're not able to complete it on time regularly, that means your weekly, monthly, and yearly schedule again needs to be revisited and replanned. Was a persistent time waster involved? So again, our persistent time waster, our dear friend, the mobile.
I'm coming to that.
Right? So see, even next to me, I have my mobile. So, we are constantly looking at the screen. Is there a message? Any intimation? So these are time wasters. Yes, we use them, do use them, but then it's also a great time waster and we need to plan our work accordingly. Was procrastination an issue? So procrastination is a detailed topic which I will take up somewhere next, but never do today what you can put off till tomorrow on a lighter note. Yeah, not seriously. So people believe that they can put off things till tomorrow, what they can't do today. So procrastination is a sin. It brings me naught but sorrow. I know that I should stop it. In fact, I will, but tomorrow. So when we let off things for tomorrow, it's always going to bring me sorrow. And there's nothing else that I would do, but I will always self-blame. I will be under a lot of stress. I will be under a lot of pressure. We need to tackle time wasters in order to have excellent time management. Learn to recognize when you're wasting time. So we need to tell ourselves, I am wasting time. I have been doing this for so long. There's something important which is left aside. Let me give it up. Until the time we recognize ourselves and we accept, we will never feel we have wasted time. Decide what you need to do and can do realistically. So that is what I have been constantly and repeatedly saying. You need to be very, very efficiently doing this. Otherwise, the stress levels will go high and depression level will go high. Learn how to say no when you don't have time. Return calls at your convenience. The phone is a major time killer. So I have just shown it to you. I've put it in the PPT as well. Learn to say, I can't talk right now. I'll get back to you. Wasting time is often linked to a lack of self-discipline. Ask yourself, do I really need to do this or not? And if the answer that comes back to you is, no, I don't need to, then let it go. Learn to say no. We avoid pressing the no button. We avoid making people unhappy. Because when I say no, this person will be unhappy with me. So we avoid pressing the no button. But then, again, as I said, there are priorities that we have to set. And at times, we have to press the no button. So avoid temptations to socialize when you're scheduled work. If friends ask to join them last minute, you may decline. Socializing is important, but you don't have any other thing to worry. Study somewhere you won't be tempted to chat, watch movie, YouTube, or use social utilities like Facebook. Texts are a major distraction. So our phones keep buzzing and our eyes keep diverting to those distractions. Revise and review, staying on top of things. So as I have been repeatedly saying, I say it here as well, immediately note all changes, put them in your calendar. Exam papers, due dates, meetings, work schedules, upcoming visitors, etc., etc. Preview the upcoming week, making any necessary adjustments. So it is not that our plans will always be right, they will always work. They will need to be revisited and make changes in case they require. And then you may be calling off a few things which you feel can be set aside. Review each day to see what might happen. But most importantly, keep calm and get organized. That's the mantra for time management. Calm here and organized in your work and work pattern. So the review of what I have told you today, time and energy management can make you more productive and reduce your stress levels. The 3 steps are set goals, make schedules, revisit and revise your plan. Be tough with your time. Actively avoid procrastination and time wasters. Learn to say no to distractions. Very, very important. Employ a variety of time management strategies to maximize your time and relax and enjoy the extra time that you've discovered. And you would find, my dear friends, that you would find extra time for yourself because you have made those, candid decisions, what you want and what you don't. How will you do it? So you would find time, and this will increase as you become better with time management. Enjoy your free time, a result of efficient time management. And that's me giving you a big, big hug, saying that you were great at it, and so you managed your time well. Thank you, and that was all I had to say about time management.
That was extremely, extremely magnificent, ma'am. One thing I would like to say over here is the whole session of PPT just says one short, beautiful line. Don't be busy, be productive. That is all that your PPT says. And one thing I would like to ask you, considering your PPT, as a parent, I'm looking at today's parents nowadays. Do you think they are lacking in handling time management and they want the kids to be super time managers?
Ma'am, actually, see, whatever a child learns is what he sees at home or what he sees at school. A child is at school for 6 to 7 hours, but those rest of 17 to 18 hours, the child is at home. Don't you think the parents and their pattern influences the child? Very much it does. We as parents, even as educators, but as parents, I'm answering, we may say no to it. The parents may say no to it, but believe me, the child sees the child does what he sees. So parents have to manage their time to set an example, because in school the time is managed. We have already set timetable, things going by the bell. So that's time management that is happening at school. But then at home, when the parents are watching TV and then they tell their child, it's time for study. Do you think we don't live in bungalows? We live in flats and houses where the voice reaches the child. Do you think the child would be able to focus? No. So the child has to be made to make a schedule wherein he enjoys family time or she enjoys family time, as well as watches TV or whatever with the parents, but also gets dedicated time. I have seen children who come to me and say, we don't want our parents to teach us, but we want our parents to sit with us. Parents are not finding the time to sit with their children because their time is not managed. This is very important for each parent, I guess. And we as educators, we as parents have to very gently put this across to the parent community that please manage your time for your children to learn this, as well as spend quality family time. Because these days what we see is the entire family definitely sits together, but everybody is busy on their devices. So they don't have time to talk to each other. Time has to be managed where these time wasters have to be declined and then quality time spent together, because that is where we see children going into depression, feeling unwanted, feeling unloved, because they do not get to see that affection which possibly happened when we were kids. So that's an alert button, because the rate of suicides have in the society. Psychologists tell us that depression increased. Children are suffering mental illnesses because of all this, because of this culture that is coming up, where people keep themselves so busy that they don't have time to talk.
Definitely. I remember one thing, ma'am. I think there was an ad somewhere in the TV. There is a small family sitting together for dinner or lunch, and the father is always on mobile, and the child has been observing this from the last 1.5 to 2 months, that whenever we sit together for dinner or lunch, or when the dad comes from office, the father is always on mobile. So one day I think the father recollected it is my daughter's birthday and I need to ask my daughter what does she want. The daughter immediately answered, whatever I'll ask, will you give it to me? The father said, okay, as usual, because he used to keep getting expensive gifts for the children. So the children were like, okay, if whatever we will ask, you will give. The father instantly said yes. The moment the daughter said, keep your phone down. And I just want how much you make during a day in the office. The father explained that this is how much I make in a day. And the daughter said, I have collected so much of money in my piggy bank. Will you keep the phone away for 15 to 20 minutes? I'll pay you that money. That is what the children are taking in today, that my father needs to be paid to give time even to the children also. Children are
Right.
understanding each and every small emotion and the behavior of the parents and implementing them in day-to-day life. And when they say in the open houses that my parents do the same thing at home, why can't we do it? So this is what is happening, and we take the children to counselors and psychologists, and where we are ourselves responsible for this behavior of children.
Absolutely, ma'am. So I think you resounded what I wanted to say. I was also talking about the
Definitely.
same
And
thing.
considering all this, I would like to just say time management is the process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between different activities, as ma'am has said. Get it right, and you'll end up working smarter, not harder, to get more done in less time. Even when time is tight and pressures are high, the highest achievers manage their time exceptionally well. हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, कल करे सो आज करे सो अब. So don't waste time. Use it and in a better way, so that success is always knocking at your doors. So before I end the session, I would like to call upon Ishaq sir. I think is he there, sir?
Yes,
Please
yes,
switch
ma'am,
on the
I'm
camera.
there.
Yeah, please switch
I'm
on the
there.
camera.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
One action pointer for the audience. What will you like to suggest? One action pointer for the audience.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
One action pointer. One message to the audience. Action pointer.
like you said, काल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब. उसके आगे का मिसरा मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है कि पल में
परलय होएगी, बहुरी करोगे कब.
yes, बहुत ये करेगा कब. So I would like to say, based on this thing, कि don't wait for anything. Opportunities knocks the door only once. Grab it and then do it in your life. Because मौका अगर खो देता है इंसान तो जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं कर पाता है. मौका आते ही उसको ग्रैब कर लेना चाहिए. That is what I could say to everyone.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Back to Vishaka, ma'am. Beautiful action pointer for the audience and for the generation of today. Vishaka, ma'am.
Ma'am, I would just like to say that first of all, do not compare. The way you plan your time will be very different from the way someone else plans their time, because everybody's priority is different. So first, do not get into any kind of a stressful situation, or do not take any kind of stress, because he is able to do it in 2 days and I take 3 days to do it. That's perfectly fine. As long as you are able to meet your schedules, you are able to revise and revisit your plans, and if you are able to get the output that you desire. See, the same teacher teaches in class, but everybody's percentage varies.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
I may be just wanting 70% and the other person may be wanting 90. It's perfectly fine. I have set my goal, I have set my target, and according to that goal, I have managed my time. I am planning my work. So according to your plan, that's very important. Do not compare. Do not follow the rat race of blindly following people. So if you do that, if you are a smart worker, just not a hard worker, but a smart worker, you will definitely succeed in life.
Definitely. So, it is like whether it's the best of times or the worst of times, it's the only time we got. That is what we all, whether we are going through the pandemic or it's off pandemic, online pandemic, each and every moment of life is a pandemic for us. We should need to learn to handle the way we want and efficiently. So before I conclude this session, I extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude on behalf of Ravi Sir, I, Sonal Judge, moderator of the day. A deep, deep gratitude to both of the esteemed panelists and speakers for teaching us a valuable and what you can say, a sand timer for us. You were a sand timer to give us the awareness of what is actually time management is. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ishrak sir and Vishaka ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Sonal
Thank
ma'am.
you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Time.
And thank you,
Thank you.
IDYM Pacific.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sonal ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
Ravi
you so
Shankar
much.
sir,
Thank you, sir.
IDYM. And the best example of time management is that we have managed our time and we have completed our session in the stipulated
Definitely.
time.
We
Yeah.
had thought about the target and we started the target on a wonderful systematic note, and we will end it also with a rock and
Absolutely.
roll. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, ma'am. So all the
Absolutely
best
correct.
for our series, and let the IDYM Foundation take it to many more heights.
Definitely.
Congratulations to Ravi Shankar sir,
Yeah.
IDYM Foundation,
This is
Sonal
just a
ma'am, for
start.
the absolutely wonderful moderation. And we wish to see you in many more
Ishaq
such
ma'am,
sessions.
Ishaq sir, you would like to say something?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank Vishaka ma'am for giving a beautiful topic series, because the series which she has initiated and she has given to all the educators is really wonderful, because nowadays we are in touch with NEP. NEP is telling that we have to understand all these kind of aspects. So the first part which she has taken is the time management. That was wonderful. Thank you very much, Vishaka ma'am, and thank you for the lovely opportunity.
We
Thank you so
invite
much,
all
sir. It's always a pleasure to hear you.
we invite all the educators and experts to come forward on IDYM, show your talent, show your passion, and let's rock the show together with ECC and NEP series also. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.